Morning, everybody. We'll do the biggest one I got at the moment. It's August the 8th, 2023. It's about 9:10 a.m. Regular meeting, Liberty County Commissioners Court. We have a quorum established. Commissioner Grabowski, Commissioner Arthur, Commissioner Whitmire present, Commissioner Wilson's with us by way of Zoom. And so we have a quorum established and we did business for the court this morning. If everybody would stand, please. Lee will lead us in our pledges and Matthew will lead us in our invocation.
Let's face the American flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please face the Texas flag.
On the Texas flag, I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Y'all please join me in prayer. Father God, we come to you and we just thank you so much for this day. We thank you for all the kiddos getting off, going back to school for the first time this year. We ask that you would keep your hand on them and guide them, help them grow in wisdom and in love for their fellow man. We ask you please keep your hand on all those who are here in this room, Father God. Keep your hand on those who you have appointed to be here in this government. Please help us all to remember why we argue with one another, that it is for the benefit of all that we do. So please help us see each other how Christ sees us all. Father God, we ask you, or we thank you for all the souls under this roof. Please keep your hand on us and guide us in wisdom, truth, patience, and humility, above all love. We pray all this in your holy name, Father. Amen.
Amen. All right. Notices and proclamations. I don't believe we have any notices today. Sheriff, you have any notices? No notices, nobody, no notices. Okay, no. Nobody wants to get proclaimed today. Public comment. My esteemed Aggie friend, Mark Stoser, is on the list to visit with us this morning on public comments. Mark, why don't you come on up and visit a little bit? And as always, with folks, you get 3 minutes.
Just a quick place.
Yeah,
Facing the camera.
right there where everybody can hear you, please.
Right. Good morning. I'm Mark Stoser and would like to briefly speak today in opposition to the proposed NextEra solar energy farm, which is currently being considered on a 2,500 acre tract of land adjacent to land that I own in Liberty County. Other landowners in this area are also opposed to the potential solar farm construction. Currently, the proposed NextEra solar farm would be on land owned by Liberty Grand Partners on both sides of the new Highway 99 in the vicinity of Kingwood Drive exit. A solar farm on this tract would potentially block the eventual construction of Kingwood Drive. This exit off Highway 99 and the future new roads would benefit neighboring tracts and could be a huge added tax base to Liberty County with potential commercial and residential development one day. The solar farms I have seen southwest of Houston produce a glare or reflection from the solar panels. This could be a potential traffic hazard if installed on both sides. In closing, we hope this solar farm is never built in this area. The future economic benefit to Liberty County is much greater with residential and commercial construction. This particular case. On a positive note, before leaving, I would like to thank Commissioner Wilson for the great job he has done in repairing and maintaining the roads of Precinct 4. Around the conclusion of the construction of Highway 99, Precinct 4 took over many roads many miles that have been heavily damaged by years of Highway 99 construction. Mr. Wilson and his precinct 4 employees today have our area county roads in great condition. Thank you very much, Commissioner Woods,
Thank you, Mark.
all for your time.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you. All righty. We have any conflicts of interest that we need to declare this morning?
Staying from 27.
27. Which one? 24, 26.
Thank you. Rick Karbowski for agenda item 8.27. Commissioner Whitmire for 8.24 and 8.26.
All right, you got that on record? Good, all right. Next item up, consent agenda. Let's see, yeah, consent agenda is next.
I've got it before we get going. And honestly, this is the first time that it's happened, but a Liberty County ESD #1 in Kennebec brought us in a financial statement. It was for fiscal year ending September 30th, 2022. And the statute does say they have to file it with the Commissioners Court. So I think I sent it out to everyone. It's I've added it to the monthly list, even though it's an annual report, but it's just FYI, they're filing their financial statement with the Commissioners Court.
Okay.
The second one is a conflict of interest statement that we received from Commissioner Karbowski. Again, it's nothing to vote on per se. It's informational. I put that under us because it's an affidavit. I'm not really sure where else to put it, but that also has to be filed with the Commissioners Court. So, and I think.
Matthew, you have anything?
It was filed before the start of the meeting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's file stamped with, we file stamped it when we received it. But it's not something we put in the official public records. It's filed with the Commissioners Court. It becomes part of the official record. So it's a little bit different. So, but yes, no, we received them, we file stamped them, but we are adding them to the record of the Commissioners Court.
Elaine, you got any additions? I've got a budget amendment transferring $22,500 from special project fund and general fund. 20,000 going to contract maintenance for the maintenance department, and transferring $2,500 to janitorial supplies and maintenance. I think this has been extra cost on opening up the sheriff's office. Commissioner Knopf, did you have any?
Yeah. Then there was one payroll change notice on John Scott. He's Road and Bridge 2. Okay. Road and Bridge 1. Okay. And that was for $455 for longevity pay, correct? Okay. Nobody has any problem with that? That you can pick up? No. Matthew? No. Okay.
Hey, Jay,
Yeah.
do we have our DA in the room or a representative? Or maybe Bobby can help me.
Bobby's here.
Well, I'm in this consent agenda. I'd just like a little clarity on what they're asking for. It says the district attorney part-time dare officer to overlap 3 weeks to train field training officer, dare officer, Liberty County SO. I'm just wondering. I just like a little more clarity on what's taking place. So I don't understand it.
I think, Commissioner, I think you kind of read it in the next line of the LCSO. That's just to approve the advanced certificate for a deputy that we just hired.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the addition. Right.
Second.
All righty. Got a motion from Bruce, excuse me, from Greg, second from Bruce. With the changes noted, and Lee, you got all the changes and the conditions, correct? All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, no. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay. Number 8.1, regular agenda. Troy Reed and James Scrivener, or is it just Troy? Okay, everybody's here today. Come on up.
We are. Good morning.
All righty.
Where would you like us to stand?
Right here in the front. That way I can hear and Greg can hear and David and everybody and Leon can see you. And and y'all are with
Re-NRG.
Re-NRG
Re-NRG
partners. Okay. All right. Well,
By way of introduction, my name is Troy Reed. I'm with Ernst & Young's property tax practice. I'm a senior manager based out of Austin, Texas. I'm joined here today with James Scrivener with National Solar. He is the developer of this potential solar project located in northern Liberty County. Judge, commissioners, we have a presentation in front of you right now. Our intention is to go through the presentation and, at the end, just open it up for questions, comments. This is information only, no action requested, but just wanted to get in front of you today, present the project and, open it up for any questions, comments you may have.
okay.
So this project is called the Cleveland Solar Plus Storage Project. It's estimated to be a 235 megawatt solar facility with a 90 megawatt battery storage component. It would generate electricity to power roughly 70,000 homes annually. The project has a 35 to 40-year anticipated project life and it's located on 3,000 acres of leased land with a single landowner crowned with Pines Realty. It's going to be west of Hightower. Estimated year one property tax values to the jurisdictions, if built, would be at roughly $325 million. As far as the technology component, you're going to have interconnected photovoltaic solar panels installed on mounting racks that are going to track the sun throughout the day from east to west. Solar panels are designed to absorb and capture light, not reflect it. And then as far as the battery storage technology, it's interconnected lithium-ion batteries, same technology that we have like in cell phones, installed in large racks and battery containers. Project timing, if moved forward during development, would be about 12 to 14 months of on-site construction. This could get delayed if there's any issues in supply chain or weather-related events. Estimated construction start date for this project in particular would be the fourth quarter of 2026 with an estimated commercial operations date of the fourth quarter of 2027. As far as county services impact, there's no estimated impact on local roads. Road use agreement can be in place with the county before construction even starts. And what this means is that the developer and then the eventual owner operator would enter into a road use agreement that basically states that any county roads that are used during construction, there will be a pre-construction inspection, and then during construction that any and all roads, once the project is completed, will be found in the same condition or better than was initially before the project even started. There's no anticipated water needs for the project. Obviously, with being renewables, it's a zero emission facility and would have no adverse impact on air quality. Project generates almost no noise and requires little maintenance once operation starts. Hiring for renewable projects, there's not a lot of moving parts. So simply during the construction period, you'll see a lot of construction jobs. Typically, these projects are around 250 to 350 construction jobs. But once it's up and operational, you might need 1, 2, possibly 3 folks that are out there keeping up with the grounds and actually maintaining the facility itself. So renewable projects in general are not a huge job creation, but there is something that is there. Like I said, it's west northwest of Hightower. And James, if you got anything to add, or we could open up questions, comments.
Yeah, no, great summary. Thanks, Troy. If anybody has any questions, as Troy said, I'm the developer. from National Solar. We perform development services, so we actually do the work required to get the project ready for construction. So if anybody has any questions or.
Yeah. David, is that in your precinct or Greg's? It's in Greg's. Said. Okay. Somebody.
Where is the exact location of this?
So it's south of the San Jacinto County peaking facility on property currently owned by Crown Pine. So it's on either side of Pelican Road. I think it's County Road 2005 bisects the property. If you can see, we did a what we call a plan predict or preliminary layout diagram that we showed folks on.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're saying you're going to be conducting this operation on leased land?
Sorry, no, it's currently timber, low index timber property. It's timberland.
Correct. So you will be conducting this operation on leased land?
We have a option contract right now with Crown Pine to acquire the real estate. So we likely will purchase the real estate with the option contract that we have. I think that's the most likely scenario.
Okay. Also, you indicated it's going to be able to power how many homes?
The plant is estimated to produce about enough electricity for approximately 70,000 homes, average US homes on an annual basis.
Would you be selling to homeowners or directly back to energy companies?
In this case, it's what we call behind the fence. So it'd be a wholesale facility selling to utility companies. The power will likely be consumed locally. Electricity is a lot like water in a pipe, like water in a trough. So you can't really separate the electrons once you combine them. So the electricity will be consumed here locally that the plant produces.
Thank you.
All right. Sure. You have any more? Rick?
Yes, sir. Are y'all proposing any kind of request for financial incentives, abatements, or that type of operation? Or are you at that stage yet to present this?
So no, that's a great question. And yes, eventually we would want to have the opportunity to prepare a tax abatement application to submit for the court's consideration. These projects throughout Texas are there are a lot of these projects that are built that have secured incentives, and for them to be competitive in today's market during the development process, these projects still have to get through the development project and they ultimately have to get financed, right? There's only so much, let's say, investment dollars out there, and to potential investors, what it looks like when they see a portfolio of projects, what they'll end up doing is saying, okay, well, what projects have secured incentives and what projects have not? And what does that look like in the way of the financials, right? What makes a project look like it's more promising, let's say, in the long run for as far as the economic returns of it. So yes, today is the initial step of presenting the project, but ultimately the goal would be to be allowed to prepare a tax abatement application and submit to the county for your consideration.
Okay.
Let me ask one follow-up question. What type of federal and or state subsidies would y'all be receiving, and how much?
So right now, the project is modeled using just the federal investment tax credit that is provided through the IRS tax code. I'm not aware of any state incentives available.
So you will, I didn't quite hear you well enough, but you will be receiving some federal subsidies?
Yeah, so investments in energy and in renewable energy receive a federal investment tax credit. We call it ITC, or federal investment tax credit. So if you pay federal taxes, you can deduct your tax amount by that credit. And yes, the project will monetize that tax.
Do you have an estimated amount what that may come to?
It'll be approximately 30% of the $325 million property tax value, approximately.
Thank you.
Sure.
Ready. Any further questions for you? Nobody? Well, thank y'all. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Appreciate you coming. Thank you.
Thanks.
And on this one, there's no action needed. Just information only. Number 8.2 is AgriLife Extension, folks. Y'all here? There you are in the back. Yeah, you think you can hide from us back there? It's not gonna happen. And again, it's an information item. Master Gardeners like to give an update on the progress of the backyard teaching garden at the Liberty County Extension Office. And I've seen your greenhouse out there, and I think, y'all are putting together a irrigation system and all kind of neat stuff. Roy, y'all want to tell us about it today?
Well, it's the Master Gardener project. We appreciate our volunteers that we have to Extension. Just a little quick update. Extension does place the value on what our volunteers do at about $30 an hour per volunteer hour contributed, and Master Gardeners contributed about $38,000 last year worth of hours. So we appreciate that. That's saving us a new hire for someone that would have to come in. So we appreciate that, but it's their project. I'm going to let them actually give the updates.
Okay.
Hi, good morning. My name is Donna Katz. I serve as the president of the Liberty County Master Gardener Association. Angie Garvin serves as our secretary treasurer.
Well, thank you.
This is a progress report and update from the Liberty County Master Gardener Association, who consulted with Clayton Burke, the owner of Precision Lawns, to provide our association with a landscape design along with bids for a two-phase project addition for the backyard teaching gardens located at 501 Palmer Avenue in Liberty, Texas. Phase one would be a pipe installation for water irrigation. This bid for this phase included all material, equipment, and labor, in total $5,855.90. Phase two was ground cover rock to create a parking pad area for the existing county trailers, a driveway, and a pathway along the building between existing garden structures. The bid for the phase included all material, equipment, labor, and finishing work, and totaled $31,400. Liberty County Master Gardener submitted these totals and applied for grant funding in hopes of receiving partial and/or full financial support to complete both phases of this project. Unfortunately, Master Gardeners has not received or been awarded any grant funding. So during our monthly meeting held on May 11th, 2023, members of the Liberty County Master Gardener Association approved the bid proposal from Precision Lawns and unanimously voted to fund phase one. This would be pipe installation. And at this time, phase two of this project will be tabled and reevaluated at a later date. And the Master Gardener Association is pleased to present our donation for the $5,855.90 for water irrigation for the backyard teaching gardens. And we're excited to complete this phase of the project, and we appreciate your continued support.
Thank you. Well, that looks good. Yeah, look at the plan that overall.
So the original plan was supposed to be pipe installation with spigots. From my understanding, the city did not permit that. So it is now a quick connect series of installments with just the manual water irrigation project.
Good. Yeah. That's great. Thank you. All right. Y'all got any questions? Anybody? Ask away.
Great job, guys and girls.
Yeah,
Y'all, we appreciate everything y'all did for us. Well done.
you bet. Thank you. It, I mean, now's a good time if y'all got problems with your tomatoes, go in there. Why they're not growing. Okay. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And again, there's no action needed on this item. Number 8.3, Mr. Dennis, I see you back there. You think you can hide from us? I know. Can't do it. Come on up, Nick. Consider and approve interlocal participation service agreement with CIRA and Texas Association of Counties to provide certain technology services to its members. Okay.
Yeah, so it's that time of year again. We got to renew with Sierra for our email and Microsoft Office licenses.
Okay.
As we all know, we're growing.
Yeah.
We're adding new users every day. So the bulk of our users are on a current plan that maxes us out at 300 users for that license. So we can get a total of 300 users for that price point. Well, as we grow, we're going to have to go to another plan or add individual users in the next tier up. So we're currently sitting at about 552 total users is my last count. About 240 of those are going to be just email only. The big bulk is 272-ish of people that actually have access to computers with the desktop application, SharePoint, etc. We're okay now because the way Sierra works is it's kind of a month by month, user by user thing. So we kind of just add, remove as we go. So it flows. So we're good under the numbers right now. So we could theoretically continue on our current plan. But as we get closer to that 300 mark, we're going to have to start moving people to the next. Well, the next tier is going to be, it's called the E3 plan, and that bumps it from $12.40 up to $19.90 per user. But what that does is it grants us more storage, more SharePoint space, more security features on the back end, stuff like that. A few commissioner reports a while back, I had it passed for our single sign-on operation that we're going to do with emails and everything. If we, in an ideal world, we bumped everybody over to that other plan, which will be deputies, it'll be everybody in the field that are currently using those, then this will all function together. But we can stay where we're at, or we can change as we go. So that's kind of where it is. We have options. So we just have to renew. We can't do single sign-on. No, we can, but my problem is like deputies in the field currently. We have give or take 65-ish, I think, last count. They're currently using Office 2013 for basic Microsoft and Excel. Well, that's end of life is this year. So we won't get security patches, stuff like that. I'd like to get them to the O365 that everybody uses, but that'll be an additional charge per user. But so we have wiggle room, we have options. We can continue on the path we're at with our current pricing and then just add as the users come on and go from there. Or we can just bite the bullet and switch everybody over so everybody has the same license, it's on the same page. So our current plan, I believe over the yearly cost is about $83,000. That's kind of where we're at. Now, if we were to switch everyone to this ideal plan, we're looking at about $147,000 because that you got to think it's about $20 per person. So we have options.
You mean annual?
Yes, annual. Yes, sir. Yeah, sorry. Sorry.
When does this plan and when do we need to do this?
We have to sign it pretty quick so we can stay on our current path. And like I said, since it floats, we can add users as we go, but we're going to be limited to 300 in that current pricing tier. Any users after that will be the next tier up, which is $19.90 a person.
Since we're currently at the end of our budget year, I guess we need to get with Dwayne on whether we can afford to raise it right now or wait till the budget.
Yes.
Does this need to be done within this budget year?
I think we have to renew it. Yeah, we have to send the papers into Sierra. So if we stay on the current course, then it's pretty much what we've been paying the last year. It's just letting you guys know coming up, we're going to have to jump to another tier due to the user count.
Yeah.
So we should be okay. And it is, as someone comes on, if we hit the 300 level this next year, I'll just have to bump them up to the next tier as they come and go.
Can we just stay on the panel? Now?
Yeah, we can.
We're already budgeting for that.
Yes, exactly.
And then start at the next budget year, we'll go ahead and.
Yes, it's kind of like a floating revolving door here. So, yeah. Yes.
Let me ask your opinion, brother, because you're an expert in this. What is your recommendation?
Ideally, personally, if it was an ideal world, I'd like to jump everybody to that E3 tier, which is the next step up. It gives us a load of benefits on security on the back end, email protection, content protection, more e-discovery options. And then it gives everybody in the county the exact same Microsoft options, Excel, Word, on a desktop or in the field in a mobile MDT. So everybody's on the same page. That's ideally.
What would be our estimated cost for this? We tried to do it this budget year.
So if we were just at the last count, when I pulled the user counts, if we were to switch, it's going to be about $147,000 $962.88.
That's for the year.
Yes, for the whole year, yes.
What about for the remainder of this year?
Oh, that I did not figure in. Not sure, I can get those numbers for you though. But either way, we're already covered for what we currently have. That's just thinking down the line. Oh, yeah. So we have to, either way, we have to sign up for Sierra with what we currently have, just to continue what we're getting, and then we can adjust as we go or budget.
So I prefer to adjust in a new budget cycle, not right here at the end of
I hear you.
our rope. Rope's getting a little bit, the knots are playing out.
Absolutely. We're okay where we're at. It's already been budgeted.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm letting you guys know we're getting close to the user count. We're gonna have to make some moves down the road. So.
Make a motion to consider the current plan that we have now, and we can relook at this after the budget.
Absolutely.
We need to make a decision now, though, don't we?
We are. I think we made it.
Okay, let's consider it through.
No, to keep it just like it is.
To the end of the budget.
Yes.
And then take any
Well, then he'll bring it back.
Yeah, we can vote. We just need to, submit the paperwork to Sierra so we keep the current plan that we have.
So restate it. We're going to keep our current plan. Okay,
Make a motion to keep our current plan.
thank you. Okay.
At this time.
At this time. A second from Greg. Any further discussion? Leon?
Let's make it clear on this. We're making
Okay.
a motion, we're making a motion to keep the current plan. And for the consideration of upgrading our next new budget, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays.
Thank you.
There you go, Nick. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Number 8.4. This is from our last, back July 25th. Rescind previous action taken July 25th on item number 8.23 concerning land acquisition funds. Again, it's really one of those kind of moments where you jump through the hoops and make the commitment to pay the bill that was requested. And then you get, after you go through the court action and approve, then you get a letter back about 3 or 4 days later. It says, I'll just read it to you. It spoke with your court coordinator, Ms. Taylor, this afternoon, and she informed me that the agreement to contribute right-of-way funds was approved by Commissioners Court today at regular meeting. This is from Greg Polasic with TxDOT. I advised Ms. Taylor that we no longer require the $121,230.82 contribution from Liberty County. For all owned system projects, we will only be needing an agreement for new location FMRM roadways. We were advised that if we are in the process of getting an agreement signed for a roadway that no longer needs it, to not complete the agreement. So that's good news, Dwayne. We don't have to write a check for $121,000, and that stays in your land acquisition fund. I just need a motion with a second and a vote to rescind that previous action taken.
I'll make that motion for extension.
Second.
Motion from Greg, second from Bruce. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. Thank you, gentlemen. It's always fun to get a letter after the fact. Okay.
I'd like to start, if possible, I'd like for those letters start coming to the Commissioners Court so we can review them also, brother.
Okay. Don't know if this is included in your packet or not, but we'll make sure you do. It looks like it was. Number 5 from Mr. Brown, Rick Brown, come on up here. Consider and approve imposition of optional fees for calendar year 2024 for Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay.
Yes. Basically, you get the option every year to see if you want to increase the fees that get added to car registrations. basically, if you do, you're in the form of raising an additional tax or fee. We've pretty well talked about each year, like there is something that can go to the schools if you charge that other, I think it's $450 or something like that for registration. When I looked at it several years ago, the administrator of that fee, like what schools get what, because it came from this school district or that school district, but it all comes together collectively. Plus, it was going to raise another $450 cost to the current registration of $76.50, whatever it is for a vehicle. Right now, you're collecting the $10 fee, which goes back to Road and Bridge, which we've always collected that, and my recommendation is continue doing that and not increasing to the additional school.
Hey, that $10 goes strictly to Road and Bridge, or is that $10 that goes that $10 on and over a portion of it go into land acquisition?
I'm not sure what happens once it gets to the commissioner's court, but we send the check directly. You know, the state sends that money back to us, and then we turn it over to Treasury or whatever. I don't know the flow, how it gets the land acquisition, but ultimately it's a Road and Bridge income. I couldn't tell you how it gets divided.
Correct. Dwayne, would you know the answer to that question, brother?
Half goes to road and bridge, half goes to land acquisition.
Okay, so it's a 50-50 deal that's already set up. We know it's a $10 fee collectively on the 80 or 90,000 registrations we do a year, which is growing kind of like our population. You know, last count was like 87,000. I'm sure this year it's probably jumped up another 25 to 30% like it's been doing. We know our registration.
Matthew?
Yes, sir.
Is that an item that is that was voted on by Commissioners Court, or was it just appointed to be that way, 50-50?
I believe that was actually leaked, but I want to say about 7 years ago.
Yeah.
In response, I think the commissioners at the time, split the baby, and it's half the money to land acquisition with the idea that it would be for new acquisition online. But it's been a minute.
It's been about 7.5, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just send it all to you, whatever you do with it.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Rick.
All right.
Right. So
Make a motion to keep the fees the same.
got a motion from Bruce, second from David. Any further discussion? Keep the fees the same. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 6, 8-6. Consider and approve the request from Texans Feeding Texans Home Delivered Meal Grant Program, a renewing of a grant the county funded last year with Interfaith Ministries for $500. What's court's pleasure?
Make the motion we approve.
Second. Motion from Leon, second from David. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 7 from Mr. Judge Fuller. Consider and approve the purchase of 5 rechargeable smart batteries for use with RJ 3200 and 4200 series vehicle ticket riders and 5 LB 3690 car plug-in chargers to be used with the same ticket riders for Constable Precinct 6 for a total amount of $813.50 paid from the JP Technology Fund. Any problem, Dwayne? Nothing? Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second from David. All say aye. Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 8.8 from Constable Hunter, Precinct 5. Consider and approve interlocal agreement between Liberty County and Tarkington ISD for 3 school resource officers to be provided by Liberty County Constable Precinct 5. Matthew?
This is just the same agreement that we use for resource officer and locals. And then we would ask it to be approved.
Like a motion. Got a motion from David,
Second,
second from Leon.
Matthew,
Yes, sir.
this is a renewal?
It's this year's. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Off the top of my head, Kevin worked on this. I can't remember personally whether it was 2 or 3 research officers last year.
So I guess what I'm asking is this is already within the budget and funded, correct?
That's correct. And this is, Catherine just told me, this is a renewal. It was 3 last year as well.
The school district pays for 10 out of 12 months of the year.
Right. Okay. So we got a motion from David, second from Leon to approve. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 9 from our tax attorney, Linebarger, consider approved bids on delinquent tax properties as follows. Ennis, the ID is 65274 for $6,400. Tijarina is number 2, property ID is 64119 for $25,090. Yes. Number 3 is Stevenson, property ID 47566 for $6,500. Number 4 is Joseph, property ID 37382 for $2,500. And number 5, McGowan, property ID 65367 for $2,500.
Look at all these, this first one, Jay, and this is what was on court last time.
Right.
It went back out for bids, so it was 2,500, now 64, but I see no problem in any of these. Line bargaining power.
On that number 2 on the judge value, did you look at that one?
Yes.
You don't see it? Okay. Everybody good with that?
Yes.
I looked at it, looked good to me. I don't get to vote much, y'all make me.
Make a motion to approve all 5.
Got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 10 or 810 from Sheriff. Morning there, Sheriff. How are you today? I saw you riding in your old looked like an old farm truck. You trying to hide from people the other day? Yeah. I didn't know. I said, looky here. Yeah. It's consider and approve repairs on the radio tower at Moss Hill Tower site. Cost $12,255.27. What are we fixing on it, Sheriff?
Tree knob.
3 weeks ago.
Oh, there you are. Okay.
Harris County discovered some deficiencies in the signal.
Uh-huh.
So it's not reaching out as far as it should. And so this is the repair, the fixing the antennas on it so that we're back up to, I wouldn't say full strength, but what we were before.
Yeah. That's the Davis Hill Tower,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
Okay. All right.
And where are these funds coming out of?
That's for the fire department, EMS, for it's not just the sheriff's office. I don't know how we got in charge of it.
Yeah, it's for all.
It's because we like you. Okay.
General fund.
General fund. Okay. I got a motion. Got a motion from David, second from Bruce. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. Carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Sheriff, and thank you, Chief. Number 11 from Ms. Chambers, consider and approve changes to the jury payments effective September 1st, 2023 to $20 per panelist per day and $60 per juror per day. This change was made by House Bill 3474 and will be codified in the Texas Government Code Section 61 effective September 1st, 2023. Reimbursement from the state will be $14 per panelist per day and $52 per day per juror. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Well, I mean, I think every clerk and district clerk, Delia supports this too. Delia's here. $58 is, especially when you deal in cash, a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's a lot of 5s and 10s and 1s that with 30 people standing there looking at you going, pay me so I can get out of here. trying to handle that kind of money, we're gonna mess up. It's easier if it's just all 20s. And I realize that I'm asking an extra $2 per juror.
Yeah.
From the commissioners, but honestly, I think it's going to keep counting errors in dealing and calculating all this jury money and just make it a whole lot easier to pay them and get them out the door. So it'll make them happy, us happy, everybody happy.
I mean, we'll suggest this, where will we be without the jury? So, $2.
There you go.
And everybody, every county, I'm telling you, they're getting the same request because none of us want to deal with the $58. It's you know what I'm saying. It just easier if it's a nice round 60, and then that way we're dealing with straight up 20s, and it'll be easier for us to manage. But
I think it would,
it's a new law, and it will require a change to our current jury funding. So
I think, Ms. Lee, yeah, I think it would also help us with our participation in the system, don't you?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Should. I mean, you don't know how many times, we had to look at their faces when we're giving them the $6 that we were taking to McDonald's.
yeah, or half my gas to get here from thanks a lot. So yeah.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve.
Okay, motion from Leon, second from Greg to approve. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays. Thank you. That does pass. Number 812, Sheriff Rader, information item only, Hardin ISD Superintendent said they have elected to use the good cause exemption. The school board drafted a resolution stating that they will not have a third officer. A copy of the resolution is in the packet. And Sheriff, you want to explain it to us?
Yes, sir. It's all involved with valley shooting and a lot of things, a lot of bills were passed. I was looking at this thing, and so they made a requirement that a school resource officer be at, or an officer be in all campuses. And they added to it, it could be a security officer, security guard. It didn't have to be a commissioned officer, or it could be what I call a guardian. It could be an employee, a school employee, or something that they contract with, or another employee they contract with. Well, they said that they could have a good cause exemption if it's going to be a financial burden on something. The school did file for that, receive that, so they don't have to have the third person, the third resource officer out there. I know Constable Mad Dog has one. We have one out there covering, and they just elected not to have it. I know Huffman ISD, they have a double digit. I remember 13, 14 guardians. Deborah's has guardians. They don't have officers. So that's all this is. We'll let you know you didn't need to spend any more money for helping us out to provide a security guard.
Thank you. All right. Further, what's the court's pleasure?
There's no information item where we take no action.
Take no action. Okay. All right, number 13, from Sheriff Rader, consider approving a local agreement between Liberty County Sheriff's Office and Hardin ISD for one school resource officer to be provided by the Sheriff's Department.
Yes, sir. That's just a renewal, just like Constable Hunter's was.
Make the motion we approve.
Motion Leon, second Greg, further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 814 from Sheriff. Consider and approve modification of contract for the Air Marshal's use of the firing range with Mission Essentials for a rate increase effective September 2023 through September 2024 in the amount of $45,000. Is that correct?
What it is a renewal. They extended their contract as a total amount of $45,000, not an additional on top.
Okay, gotcha. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
I would say that.
Yeah, it is. I make the motion we approve.
Greg, already got, you want to make the second, Leon?
I'll second.
Got a motion from Greg, second from Leon. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nay. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 15, from Commissioner Karbowski, consider and approve variance request for Cedar Springs subdivision, section 4. This is the same variance that was requested for Cedar Springs for section 2 and section 3.
This was approved April 26, 2017. This subdivision is off of Hatcherville Road. There's a detention pond behind it. There's 4 streets that go into it. They're only 800 foot long. The variance is from 24 foot to 22 foot. I am recommending it and make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from Leon to approve. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 16 from Ms. Soliday. Consider recommended revisions to the current Liberty County subdivision development regulations as provided by LJA, including the described definition of lot under section 10, subsection 3, and the design criteria for pumped detention facilities in section 50, section 3.
I'm going to ask that the commissioners table this item at this time. I don't want to keep piecemealing this back to y'all. I'm just going to have all the revisions and everything for you to agree all at the same time.
Okay.
Make a motion to table.
Motion from Bruce, second from Greg to table. For discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. It is tabled.
Who seconded?
Greg.
Bruce and Greg?
Permits and inspections, Ms. Holiday, consider and approve. Number 17, consider and approve Liberty County routing and road use agreement with Petrotech DIWS Corporation. This project is for exploratory drilling in precinct 2. Commissioner Arthur and Mr. Poston have reviewed this agreement.
Right now, we've got a couple things we got to work out yet.
Make a motion to table.
Okay, kind of a motion from Bruce to table. Same from Greg. Okay, further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion is tabled. Okay. Number 18 from County Attorney's Office. Consider and approve letter to Liberty County Solar Project LLC regarding any applicable orders, rules, regulations permitting required for construction of the Liberty County Solar Project in accordance with the previously executed Chapter 381 Economic Development Agreement. Matthew?
I'll let Kevin address this, but yeah.
Okay.
We need to send this letter out immediately, but one.
Okay.
I was contacted by our current energy. Their lender is requesting a letter from the county in regard to being permitted to that. Even previously agreed to waive and we executed 381 agreement, and that letter that should be included in your packet. It does that.
Yeah. All righty. What's the court's pleasure?
Jay, I couldn't quite hear. They asked for us to table this?
No, it was requested to waive the permitting fee. But it's already
a letter. No.
Yeah, send in a letter. Yeah. It was already agreed to. We just need to send them a letter.
Yeah.
I see. Matthew, your recommendation?
Is to approve that, yes.
Make a motion approved.
Motion from Leon. Second from Greg. Further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Number 819, Mr. C. Come up here, Harold. Consider and approve a 1-year extension of disaster debris clearance and removal services contract with Crowder Gulf. The expiration date is September 6th, 2024.
Okay, we've had a contract with Crowder Gulf since back when Tom was over emergency management, a long time.
Yeah.
We rebid it last time in 2021. 1 year with 3 optional renewals. Last year, y'all renewed it for the first extension, and this will be the second one if you choose to. This is for, like I say, y'all did monitoring the people that will monitor the removal people, but this is just for the removal.
Right.
Well, it's getting that time of year again.
Well, you don't be changing horses in the middle of the river.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce, second from Leon to approve. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Number 820 for Mr. C, consider and approve recommendation to award bid number 2315 for the roof replacement on the Dayton Annex. And Lord knows they need a new roof. So,
Okay, first we tried to find some company that's on a purchasing co-op. And of course, there's none in Liberty County, but out of Houston or Beaumont. And then it's not big enough job.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it seems to be a bigger company to do the co-op because we have to go through to get that contract. So then we decided to go ahead and go out for bids. We sent it to 4 different Lopez Roofing, Diamond Roofing, Sam and Son, and J Lopez Roofing. We received 3 back last Thursday. Sam and Son, $47,092. Lopez Roofing, $33,480, and Diamond Roofing, $32,250. So obviously the low bidder, Diamond Roofing. We don't know much about them. Stephanie did some research on it. They've been in business 5 years, I think, out of Dayton. I asked Leon, he hadn't heard of them. He looked on Better Business Bureau, couldn't find anything. Of course, we always ask for references, which to me, references are kind of a joke. They're not going to give you a bad reference, but they're all said they're good, commercial and residential. So
I'm familiar with the Lopez, but I'm not Diamond Roofing.
I'll make a motion.
Make a motion to go at the low bidder, Diamond Roofing Construction.
Okay. Motion from Bruce.
Second.
And Leon. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Okay, that motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 2821 from Mr. C, consider and approve purchase of 2022 Ford F-150 in the amount of $34,855.20 from Silsby Ford using buy board contract number 601-19. This is for the Sheriff's Department.
Make a motion, we approve.
Motion from Leon, second from David. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 822. Mr. C, consider and declare a list of property as surplus and approve the sale through the online auction. Pretty self-explanatory.
yeah, it's a pretty lengthy list. It was in your package because we haven't had an auction in a while. And we use Renee Bates, which is on buyout or buy board contractor. And they seem to do a really good job.
Harold, did you get the list of all the books? Are y'all gonna do the books?
I think we're gonna try to. We can always do another auction next month, but yeah, we'll work on that. Make sure we can.
We broke it all down.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion from Bruce, second from Leon to approve. Further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nay. Their motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 823 from Mr. C. Consider and approve payment for insurance coverage from Argonaut Insurance Company for the airboat for $10,274 with the ending date of 7/13/24. That's for a year.
Yeah, not real happy with this, but last year, I don't know if y'all remember, we had trouble finding someone. Our current insurer didn't want to cover it. And it took, I think, a couple of months to finally find someone. And this last year, it was $8,377. Now it's gone up to $10,274.
All insurance.
Harold, did we ever talk to Progressive about this?
Progressive, I'm not sure. We use McGriff and they put feelers out and talked to a bunch of different companies.
They're pretty good about insuring items like this. 4x4s, side-by-side boats. And with a very good price.
Yeah, it is not something that insurers like to fool with, but if you don't want to do that, you can do that. But the current policy is already ended.
Did we reach out to TAG?
TAG doesn't want to do piecemeal. And then last year we wanted to get a quote from TAG, but by the time we got all the detail they wanted of how your road and bridge operations, sheriff's operations, it's too late. So we're going to start earlier this year. Like maybe in September and October, to try to get that information to them.
I don't have a problem shopping, but I mean, 'tis the season right now that we need an airboat. I mean, so.
We need insurance. We don't have time to go out for bids, so either we pay this or we
So the
don't.
current policy's up, Harold?
Just to answer the question on Progressive, they would insure a boat if it was for pleasure or personal use. They're not gonna do a rescue boat. This is like a commercial use for them, but they would not.
That's why we have problems trying to.
Correct.
That's my guess.
Okay, so there it is. Motion from Greg to approve, second from Bruce.
$10,000.
Well, you're paying for a chance you gotta take.
Yeah.
That's it. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 824 from Constable Hartness. Thank you, Harold. Zach's on here. Okay. Consider and approve third amended and restated interlocal agreement for law enforcement, Liberty County Municipal Management District Number 1, providing for the repayment of salary and certain costs associated with increasing the number of Precinct 6 constable deputies assigned to MMD Number 1 territory.
We have had this one on the agenda several times.
Yes.
I had asked for it to be tabled last time, because I understood at the last moment that, there might, the numbers that we had in there for some of the kids that were in purpose might not be accurate. Since then, I've gotten with Constable Hartness, and he told me that's not a concern, so it's ready to be done.
Okay. What's the court's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion from Bruce. Second from Greg. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Oh, David, you're going to abstain, correct? All right, there's 3-1 with 1 abstain. And that motion does carry. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Number 825, Mr. C. Oh, man, y'all excuse me. Consider approved purchase of 2 2023 Dodge Chargers in the amount of $110,990.40 from Cowboy Dodge using I-board 60119. This is for Constable 6.
Yeah, the concern, I think, was the cost of the vehicle and all the equipment that goes in it, whether that 110 that's included in this contract we just approved would be enough. That week I received something from Constable Hartness that shows that most, if not all the equipment is included on the quote, the 110,940.
And the funding's big.
It would be out of that, MMD 1.
Make a motion to approve.
More, it's done, that's good.
Okay.
Hey, Harold.
You got a motion from Bruce, second.
Harold?
Yeah.
Now, the cost of this also includes complete decked out.
Yeah, pretty well.
What about the Ford truck? Is that the same, or is it, or will that have to be taken care of for the,
Yeah, I think we're probably gonna add, we'll add to that. We would, that's good for the truck.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
The sheriff's office one is just for the truck. And they'll have to outfit it.
Okay. Thank you.
Excuse me. I don't know what allergies or what's got me rolling this morning. We have motion from Bruce. Do we have a second on that item?
I'd like to go back and see what we could do on pickups. That's what my consideration is. I'm not against him having some additional vehicles, but I'd like to see if we couldn't cut costs.
Well, I have a motion. I'm just waiting on a second, or else it's going to die of a lack of second.
I'm second.
You will? Okay. Okay, you got a motion from Bruce, second from Greg. All in favor, say aye. Likewise, nays.
Hey.
Okay, we got Dane. We got Bruce and Greg. 4, so it's 2. And then 1 nay, Leon. Okay, got that, Lee?
Yes, sir.
So it looks like I get to break this one, correct, Matthew? Or is no?
When you have to break the tie?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward. I'll vote to approve. So that motion does carry. Yep. Okay. Excuse me. Number 26 from Matthew, consider and approve amended contract for law enforcement services for the Houston El Norte Property Owner Association for provision of additional deputies in El Norte neighborhoods.
Yes, additional sheriff's deputies.
Okay.
I should have said, I think.
Yeah.
Your Honor. So, yes, likewise, this one, I think we had approached this a number of months ago. I think by the time that everybody got caught up with it, we were concerned about its sales. So we thought we'd just come back and make sure that it got passed formally.
Is there additional sheriff deputies that?
That's right. Yes, sir.
Further information on it? How many?
Oh, two
additional deputies.
Yes.
Which we've got ready to go. When this was brought to Commissioner Court, like Mr. Poston was saying, in March, it was approved, but then we had to get all the contracts approved. And by the police office and everything, we just got that going. So if it's approved, we'll get the 2 deputies that we have already done the background checks on to get them out.
So, yeah, you're just waiting to say, yeah, to go to work. Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Second from Leon, did you get that?
Yes,
Second? Okay. Motion second from Leon. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. And Dave, were you abstaining on that one? Okay, so
Thank y'all.
we had 3 ayes and 1 abstain. All right, thank you. Number 28, 27 from Commissioner Karbowski. Consider approved reimbursement claim from Commissioner Karbowski for legal expenses incurred in defense against criminal charges brought against Commissioner Karbowski. Anybody want to volunteer to explain this one?
Well, yeah, I'm happy to give advice on this again. I think that this is.
Matthew, would you step up for me, brother? I have a hard time hearing you back there.
Yeah, I'm coughing and snotting.
Yeah, but in fact, the one you hear too, so it's got a really here. This is, I've already advised on this matter, Commissioner Wilson. And I'd be happy to discuss an open meeting here today, but that would waive the attorney-client privilege, and I don't know the Commissioners Court really wants to do that. So if y'all desire my advice on it, I suggest we should go to executive session.
I agree. I make the motion go into executive session.
Okay.
You want to hold it or you want to do it right now?
No, let's hold it. We'll move. We have some other items for executive session.
You want to just wait, sit on this one till after,
Yeah, let's finish up the agenda, then we'll move to take number 27 to executive session along with the vote to move into executive session for the other items. All right. Glad you clarified that, Matthew, because let's get it out there. Okay.
That's why I'm keeping.
That's right. That's right. That's why you got a new chair. Number 28, from Mr. Poston, consider and approve contract for legal research services provided by Westlaw for 15 users for county attorney's and district attorney's office at a cost of $1,390 a month for 3 years.
So we are currently with Lexus.
Yeah.
And our contract is up this month, actually. And overwhelmingly, I think all the various staff members have voted for Westlaw. Slightly more expensive, but in our. So we would ask y'all to approve this. This will have to be split amongst the budget, so. Yeah, equally. It's not equal. But I think we can. I'll give it to you in however we make it quick for you. I don't want to.
Make a motion to approve.
Say,
That's the way to make it work quick. Got a motion from Bruce, a second from Leon to approve, and further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion does carry. Thank you, gentlemen. Number 829, from Mr. Poston, consider and approve instruction to county attorney's office to draft interlocal agreement with city of Plum Grove. Which type of interlocal is this going to be? Yeah.
The standard.
Okay.
But I have received a request to include fire marshal services in that. So I just want to go ahead and before we got into all the nuts and bolts and back and forth on that, I just wanted to get y'all's approval to begin drafting that and getting the nitty gritty. So I would ask that be approved.
I would too.
make the motion we approve.
Thank you. Motion from Leon.
Second.
Second from Bruce. Further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. Thank you, David. I appreciate you voting on that one. Okay.
All right, motion to go into executive session.
Got a motion from Bruce to go on executive session. Sorry,
Right. Now, I'm just saying, hang on a minute. We got to say why and everything. So,
we do.
yeah. Agenda items 8.27 and ones that are numbered 9.1 and 9.2 as authorized by Texas Government Code Section 551.071. Advice of legal counsel and 551.074 personnel matters.
Right.
Is that the motion?
I believe that is. Okay, you got a motion from Bruce to go into executive session. Need a second?
Second.
Second from Leon to go into further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. And it is 10:22. And we will retire into executive session this time.
Jay?
It's now 11:25. We're back in regular session. We have three items for consideration. One was item number 27. It was moved from the regular agenda to the executive session agenda. And then we're back to look at it. That was number 27 from the regular agenda. And then also numbers 1 and number 2 from the executive session itself to consider as well. In regards to item number 27, that was consider and approve reimbursement claim from Commissioner Kowalski for legal expenses incurred and defense against criminal charges brought against Commissioner Karbowski. What is the court's pleasure at this time?
Yeah, move to approve.
Got a motion from Greg. Waiting on a second. And I'll give it 60 seconds. I think that's fair. Still waiting on a second. Not hearing a second to the motion made by Greg. That motion dies for lack of second. Okay, item number 1 on executive session was discuss claim for back pay by precinct 2 deputy constable. What's the court's pleasure?
I don't need any action, Your Honor. It made this information.
Okay. So we'll take no action.
Are you satisfied there? You want a motion to take no action?
I'd like a motion and a second, take no action, please.
Okay, I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Second.
Thank you. Second, okay, second Bruce, motion Greg, second Bruce. Take no action. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. That motion carries.
Who made the motion, Greg?
Greg did.
Bruce.
Bruce made the second.
I had already taken it off, so. Okay, that's all I know.
All righty.
All right.
And item number 2 was to receive advice of counsel regarding possible action regarding commissioners absent for more than 6 months of an ESD meeting or ESD meetings. And what was the court's pleasure at that?
Take no action.
Thank you. Is that a motion, Leon?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I think we will probably advise the board that they need to take whatever action they need and bring it to us. I don't know if we need that before.
No, we'll just take no action.
Yeah, I'll be happy to deliver the message.
Okay.
So we need that for a motion, or we just.
No, I know.
Okay.
We
I'm
got
second Leon's motion.
Okay, take no action. Got a motion and from Leon, second from Greg, take no action regarding item number 2. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Likewise, nays. And that motion does carry.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
Second.
That's the motion to adjourn from Bruce. Second from David, all in favor?
Aye.
We are.